think this is a good note for everybody out there.
He says that I don't pull well on TikTok, so
He doesn't. It's just a fact.
It
It just doesn't pull well. It's called social media for a reason, and it's not selfish media.
I just gotta clear something up. You weren't the 12th man on the field.
Right?
There is no easy way to get anything ever. Oh yeah. Hit it, Joey.
This is Mornings with Matt.
Yeah, it is.
The Deering Acting Studio podcast, where we discuss the connection between life and acting.
Alrighty, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Mornings with Matt on the Deering Acting Studio podcast. Very excited to be here today. Today we're talking about building your team. Perfect day for this. As a matter of fact, I didn't pick the topic today. My team picked the topic.
Woo! Yes, we did.
Yeah,
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This is the reason why, because I was hung up in bed this morning and feeling this vibration under me over and over again. It turns out it was not my knee brace; it was my phone trying to wake me up.
I was panicking. I'm not gonna lie.
I am so grateful to you guys, but I had I don't know, like 47 missed calls from Joey and like 13 from Brian.
You got some in there too, huh?
Yeah, I had
Yeah.
a couple.
I was doing a back and forth. So I would call Leanne, then call you, then call Leanne, call you. I was like, one of these is gonna.
So thank you guys, but I had just enough time to wake up, get through my Bible, get showered, get in here, and then you guys are my team.
Hey,
So you hooked it up.
Hey.
So let's jump into our daily devotional and then we'll talk about it.
Daily devotional.
Oh, I like that. It's very angelic.
It's literally the same as your shameless plug. It's the exact same thing.
Well, if it's angelic, I didn't say that my shameless plug was, but
Yeah, but you kind of did.
all right.
Okay,
So
go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 4:9-10. Two are better than one, because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. But pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them up. So I'll read that again, just nice and slow.
I pity the kitty.
No pity for the kitty.
Yeah, ever.
Oh, that's true.
Two are better than one, because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. But pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them up.
All right. So this is one of those Bible verses that's sort of like, duh.
Mm-hmm.
Duh.
Yeah.
Like it just makes logical sense. But what can we take from it? We got to take from it this. We have to remember in life that it's not all about us.
Yeah.
And that sometimes we want to do things on our own. We want to feel like we did it.
Mm-hmm.
We want to take credit. We want to have, we want to get all the glory or whatever. Oh, this is one of those Bible verses that's sort of like, duh.
Sorry, it wouldn't let me pause.
That's okay. So it's a great reminder that we're gonna fall.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
I didn't wake up today. I fell.
But you got your team.
You guys picked me up.
Yeah. Well, and again, we've all kind of done that for each other. So I really like your point about it. It's saying that it's gonna happen. Like it's inevitable.
Yeah.
So it's pity on the person who doesn't have that.
Which is so sad, isn't it? So sad how weak human beings are.
Yeah, 100%.
I find that to be so sad. Because you're right. Like it's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate that I know that it's gonna. I hate that I know that.
Yeah, sure.
I want to be stronger.
Of course. Yeah, I think we all do. But there's beauty in the fact that we're all not also, in a sense. If you're willing to find the right people and lean into to others, like you're saying, and what like this verse says.
Yeah.
Because
But what's the next step though? There's got to be a next step, because I'm thinking about, all right, probably what it takes for me would be a check-in last night, maybe, because I know where my failures come from. You know, they always start at like a core. So probably, you know, going back to this idea of two better than one, like, you know, maybe I should have like hunkered down last night and really connected into my day today. You know, like that was the fail. And let's put it this way too, like who do you always have no matter what?
God.
You always have God.
100%.
And so, and that's another thing. That's like that's also what I didn't do last night. I didn't check in with God. I didn't tell God. I didn't talk to God and say, hey, tomorrow is a big day. Got to get up tomorrow. You know, which I know that's all it takes is pack your bags. Like you gotta find a way to bookend your day well.
Yeah.
And last night was fun, man. I had a great time teaching, had a good time on like after class, helping people out with master class and stuff. And I was kind of grooving. But I got that like post class adrenaline
late
rush
night,
going, right? The late, and I had my caffeine too late, and I was, you know, I knew I was in for it. And then couldn't fall asleep, of course. And, you know, and there's the cycle. So interesting. All right, good stuff. Let's is that another Bible verse, or is that it?
We got one more.
Right.
Same concept here with the trusting
with the ox.
With the ox, yeah.
Okay.
Proverbs 27:17 says, and as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. So that's just kind of that same idea of but it's us pushing each other too. So now you've got this level of trust.
So this verse is going into what I was just saying.
Yeah. Finding the application point, finding the way that you're like, okay, that's all well and good, but how are you going to do that?
Yes.
Yeah.
So do you have someone to pick you up? Cool. That's good. But now do you have someone who's going to help hold you accountable? Ideally to help you fall less often.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
And it says iron sharpens iron. What does iron do to cloth?
Rips it apart.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that means like both sides are required to be strong, or else it's not a good match.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
And I gotta say, you know, that's things that earned, that we are earning. It's hard to say like I'm iron, you know, but like we strive to be for each other,
right? And
that's, you know, that's the goal ideally.
Well, I don't think there's much, because again, we're human. There's not much more that you can do beyond that. And eventually, if it's the wrong group, then you got to find another group. I think we'll talk a little bit about this in section 1, because I mean, we are very blessed. We have each other. Yeah. There's a lot of people who don't have that.
Hashtag blessed.
Hashtag blessed. Hashtag blessed. But because of that, like there's a lot of people who are going to have to work a little harder to find it. And there'll be some tips that we can kind of give them in section 1 to be able to do that. But
Facts.
Facts. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about building your team today. So here's going to be the story arc, so to speak, of today. First off, it's going to be building your team. It's going to be putting that team together. Like, what does that look like? How do you do that kind of thing? What are you looking for in teammates? Kind of like what we've been just talking about. And then the second step is going to be, how do you build trust? Because you gotta trust one another. If you're gonna fall and count on somebody to pick you up, you gotta trust them. And if you don't trust them, then you're gonna try to never fall, which is impossible, as we've said. And then from that lack of trust, you'll end up venturing by yourself, and it's more painful that way. And then last but not least, we're going to end off with radical transparency. What does that mean? That's going to be our big takeaway for today. So we'll be right back after this quick commercial break and coming into section 1 of building your team. I noticed you didn't bring me a coffee this morning, Theodore.
I'm sorry, Bartholomew. I thought you were on that diet. cleansing.
I am, and I need the coffee to help cleanse.
Well, I mean, I thought all the things in coffee you were cleansing from, the caffeine and the sugar and the milk.
The sugar, yes. The milk, yes. The caffeine, absolutely not. Let me explain something to you, Theodore. Do you know what a pipe is?
Yes, Bartholomew, I do know what a pipe is.
All right. Have you ever seen a pipe that's clogged?
I mean, I've never seen a pipe that's clogged. I have had clogged pipes in my home.
That's what I mean. What do you do for the pipes that are clogged, Theodore?
Well, I mean, normally I call my uncle, he's a plumber. And he comes over and I buy him lunch. And then he unclogs my pipes.
How does he unclog your pipes? What does he do?
Honestly, I haven't paid much attention. Usually I go get the lunch and he unclogs the pipes. It's like a trade-off situation.
All right. Let me try something else here. Have you ever stepped in gum?
Yes,
And you've had the gum stuck to the bottom of your shoe.
absolutely.
What do you do, Theodore?
I mean, normally I would give it to my shoe cleaner and he would scrape the gum off of my shoe and then shine them.
You have a shoe cleaner.
Well, of course, with the amount of travel that we do, you never know. when
Did you
you're
call
gonna-
for me, sir? Did you call for me?
I mean, I did mention your name, Mr. Shoe Cleaner.
I heard it, so I ran. I ran all the way
Your
from the back.
shoe cleaner's name is Mr. Shoe Cleaner?
Yes, sir, Mr. Shoe Cleaner. I'll clean your shoes if you pay me money.
Is that your slogan?
Yeah, it's worked so far really
It's
well.
really catchy.
Well, it's to the point. I'll give him that.
Yeah, and I run fast. I hear my name from really far. I've got super great ears.
Mr. Shoe Cleaner, will you just check and make sure that there is no gum on my shoes?
Absolutely,
Because
yeah.
Bartholomew here was trying to teach me a lesson, and I just need to know if there's gum on my shoes.
There's no gum on your shoes, sir.
Okay, then, Bartholomew, I cannot relate to your analogy. Do you have another one?
It's Chaos Comedy Live with Nick Mulata, Corinne Fries, Isabel Ramirez, Dakota George, Truman Hendricks, Astrid Gabriel, Saya Luke, Vicky Sweeney, Brian Sweeney, Matthew Deering, and Joey Sweeney. Live from Phoenix, Arizona, it's Saturday night.
All righty. Welcome back, everybody.
All right. Welcome back.
Hope you enjoyed that commercial break. We sure did.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I can feel it. I'm at like 70% now.
Hey, it's
You know what I
building
mean?
up.
You know,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
wake up and it's like, I was excited to be on the show, but
but
you
it's
could just,
process.
you feel your brain start to click.
yeah.
And I'm like 70% clicked.
Hey,
Hey,
guys,
we
that
like
is
the
a C.
70%
That is a
click.
C, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, that is
Yeah.
better than any grade I got in high school.
You wait till the next segment. I'll be like 85, probably like a B plus.
Dang, okay.
All
Just
right,
raising the grades up in here.
so we want to build our team. Okay. And speaking of building a team, we got a great team around here called Chaos Comedy.
We sure
Oh,
do.
yeah.
We sure do.
Boom, boom, boom.
And it'd be nice to plug them. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
It would be nice
I
to
would
plug them.
love
I feel like
to plug
it'd
them.
be great to plug these guys from Chaos Comedy because they're good peeps.
They
They're great
really,
peeps.
really are.
They really, really are. They
So in
really are.
fact, time now for Brian Sweeney's shameless plugs.
shameless plugs. Chaos Comedy Show this Saturday, everybody, 7 p.m. It's going to be awesome. Woo! Super psyched about it. So
Do we know who's performing this Saturday?
I don't have the performance list. No, I do not.
Do you
I
know,
that
Joey?
We're performing.
I know Nick, Astrid,
Nick
Corinne,
Mulata!
Saya, Dakota,
What about Dakota Bananas?
Melissa. I think that's it.
Melissa,
The
really?
6, yeah,
Yeah.
I believe those
Yeah.
are the 6.
She's
Where's
super
Melissa been all my life?
psyched. She's been busy, I
I
guess.
know.
Traveling to
Flying
just
to
all kinds of
Miami.
Miami. Yeah, all over
Yeah.
the place.
She's going to Miami.
So,
Welcome to Miami.
yeah, and maybe we'll sing that song on the show.
That's
Who
pretty
knows?
great. And then we'll be putting up a show.
Yes, we will.
Yeah.
Then the following month, Boondocks going to be here for our St. Patty's Day weekend. That's going to be a lot of fun.
We're gonna
Dude.
need a Irish shoe cleaner. Hey,
Favorite show of the year.
Mr. Shoe Cleaner.
It is a
here.
good show. It's what it is.
Aye.
Hey.
As a matter of fact, we should probably do it like an Irish podcast when we get close to that.
That'd be a good
what
idea.
about a week's worth? That'd be
Ooh,
nice.
I like it. I
What
like
do you
it.
want?
Week's worth of Irish morning
Or
shows.
at least on the actual day.
Right.
On the actual day, be nice.
That's
I'll
how.
just do it
Okay,
several days.
I will say this though, that there is something special. Boondocks has always been special, but that was also March was right when COVID hit, so
Yeah,
it's like the 1 year mark, and
That was the very first
That
show.
was the very first show. Yeah.
That was the show that we did virtually.
Mhm.
So we
Mhm.
did it like a radio show, and we did the Irish Boondock show.
and we did it live.
Yeah.
We did it because we had to do it,
Mhm.
and that's what spawned a lot of other things that we built on top of that.
Absolutely.
Facts.
100%.
That was kind of a
Joey
big
Sweet-
moment in history.
Joey Sweeney facts.
Joey Sweeney Facts.
Those
So
are the best kind of facts. guys.
get your tickets for this month's show and future shows on
Yeah.
Eventbrite.
Yeah,
See what kind of team we have. We just kind of bounce off each other, rally, lift each other up.
Mm-hmm.
It's neat.
To
Did you-
building your team.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, and so in order to build a team, what are you looking for? And we talked about this in the Bible verse. God tells us who to look for. We want to look for people who will lift us up, who are willing to lift us up.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're on a team, you got to be willing to lift the next guy up. How many times?
Mm-hmm.
How many times am I going to forgive you, Brian? 7?
Endless 70 times.
70
The
times
Bible
7.
says. Yeah.
77 times 7, whatever it is. Look,
It's an insane amount.
it's an insane
Right.
amount. And that's how many you're going to forgive me,
Mm-hmm.
which is amazing. And then next is you're looking for somebody. And this is why I said this earlier. The idea of, I don't want to sit here and be like, yeah, this team's so good. We're all iron.
Mm-hmm.
Iron sharpens iron. We're all iron. Because I don't want to brag in that way.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to say that I do believe we've all bought into the concept of striving to be that, of understanding what that means, putting that into our hearts, and then trying our very best to be that for one another.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah. Totally.
And when you do that, the Bible says 2 is better than 1.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 3 is better than 2.
2 can be better than 1, 'cause 1 is the loneliest number. And I have my daily drawing here.
It's time now for Joey Sweeney's
daily drawing.
terrible illustration.
What the heck?
Okay. So,
Okay, yeah, that's
today
terrible.
it's a little bit of a callback, but
We got to get this kid a
guy-
marker. Can we get him a
this-
marker?
yeah.
He needs a
guy
marker.
is
He needs a
lifting
marker.
him up.
Nobody can
Okay.
see it.
This
This
is
is like a
saying-
hand on
there
a
we
piece of
go.
white paper.
No,
It's like a
you
shadow.
See, I'm gonna scan it like a fax.
Ah,
You see it. A
Terrible.
little stick figure. I did the same drawing
so it's
yesterday,
two
but
people-
it applies
So
here.
this is 2 people.
so I did it
same
bigger.
drawing.
Yeah, it's
did-
the exact same drawing actually.
because it's 2 stick figures again.
yeah,
that's
well, no,
what-
and
Holding hands.
yesterday was the idea of lifting somebody up. Well, I drew the same thing because.
But
that's
this one looks
exactly
like
what
they're
we're
slow
talking about.
dancing. This is looks like 2 people slow dancing.
Yeah, I
at
mean they're
prom.
bigger. They're bigger here because I figured may as well make it bigger because they are a team. And
Wait,
and then-
what does bigger have to do with team?
Well, because you're stronger when you have a safety net. around
Stronger's
you.
not always better.
Yeah, it's not always.
It's not.
better.
Listen, it's not always better.
But
I had
sometimes
a
it's better.
big old strong tight end who's going to make it to the NFL
Oh
in
no,
my
no,
house.
no, 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 no!
What?
Don't go there.
What? Don't go where? I'm telling you, like, a strong guy like can accomplish a lot. You would think, right?
Yeah, sure.
But stronger's not always better because that big strong guy flexing his muscle trying to help my wife move the fridge. He broke 2 of our shutters.
What?
Oh my god.
Wood shutters just broken. My wife has to call the repair guy. He's like, "Whoa!" The guy's like, "Whoa, who was in your house?" I'm like, "There was a huge tight end in here."
He felt so bad. I feel terrible that you just mentioned.
I thought you were literally basketball.
Probably 8 times. He was like, "Are you sure it's okay?" I feel
No, it's
so
fine.
bad. Like, I
It's
want to
no,
pay for it.
it's no big
I'm
deal
sure.
that he broke two shutters.
Oh, he's not gonna give up.
You
on
think
it.
one's enough?
Oh my god.
Oh man,
Come on, Siebert.
how I missed that.
It's like he got hit.
You were too busy playing bocce ball.
He got hit in his blind spot.
Yeah, I mean, really, what happened? I mean, I can provide first.
I don't think you appreciated the blind spot
Evidence
here,
here.
guys. Shutters, blinds.
I got it. I thought it was great.
He knocked into it from behind.
Blind.
I mean, come on. That was pretty
Blind.
good. That's pretty
It's
good.
time now for Matt's analogies that he thinks is funny.
Come on. That was fun. It's funnier when you get it, Joey.
Matthew Deering's
Yeah.
dad jokes. There we
Hey,
go.
dad-
There you go. That's better.
Super
That's
cool
better.
dad jokes.
Ooh, I like it.
Well, we had the kids over, and the kids broke the blinds. That's what happened.
Yeah.
His kids are running away.
Yeah, you've been known for your whippersnapper comments
Mhm,
lately.
mhm.
Getting old.
Well, you know what? It's nice having the youth. Having
Brian,
the youths over.
they did throw a shot at you. Nick says Astrid and I are the reigning champs.
Okay. All right. We're not.
Did you lose in bocce?
No.
Yeah,
You
I
lost
did.
really bad in
He
bocce?
did.
I did not
He
lose really
lost.
bad. In
Who was
bocce.
on your team?
I had me, Jack, and kept shifting positions. So
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Wow, you it's a bummer.
yeah, that was tough.
I know it wasn't Jack's fault.
He
So-
got taken down by the
He's good.
king and queen of New York. Is really what happened.
True. It turns out Nick is really good at bocce.
Well,
Yeah,
that's a New
the
York
thing.
sport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I said bocce, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm all about that."
Yeah.
We played 3-on-3 basketball beforehand, and then Brian was like, "You guys want to play bocce?" And Nick was like, "Oh, that's my game."
Yeah. Basketball's not a New York sport from what I've seen.
Interesting.
I'm not saying everybody from
Even
New York
with
can't play.
MSG, like Masking Square Garden, the parks out there, I feel like it's always popping. in New York.
No. So I'm not saying there aren't parks where I'm just saying it's not popular
Sure.
because in New York, everything's so tight
Yeah.
that there's not a ton of basketball courts.
That makes sense.
So there's a lot of stickball on the street, you know, like,
Mm.
you know, a lot of baseball. They love their baseball out there. They like their bocce. It's a tight, you know, it's a tight fit thing, right?
Mhm.
They like their horseshoes and things like this. And I know this because my wife's from New York. So when I go to visit, you know, those are the kinds of things that we play in the backyards because that's what everybody has. But no, like pretty much nobody's got a basketball hoop,
Mhm.
you know, because if they did, I would dominate. So I had to learn how to dominate in other sports, which I also do.
So,
Naturally.
so let's going into this idea of building your team. On here, we have what are your values? Find a group that has similar values. They can lift you up.
Yeah, values are number one. I'm glad you brought that up, Joey. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Because if you try to build your team based around something externally,
Mhm.
it's going to be a false connection. It's going to be something where you're building off of something that is sort of like a stereotypical outside trait.
Mhm.
It's like wanting to marry a girl because of how she looks.
Yeah.
That's a bad idea.
Yeah. 100%.
It's a bad idea. It's got to start from the inside. Now it's okay if she's a pretty girl. It's great.
Yeah.
But if you don't have a connection on the inside, it's not going to be good.
Yeah.
Mm.
And a building of like, which we'll talk about in the next section, but building of trust, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So like, you've done this before many times. I'll pick the person that I trust over the person who's more skilled every time.
Every time.
Every time.
99%
And so-
of the time, every time.
So yeah, it's about like kind of finding that too, and sometimes it's work.
Yeah.
It's literally going to be work to like I was thinking about this on the drive over for those who like are Christian and they've had a hard time. And I've have several friends who've had this happen, where at work they're like, it's hard to find somebody who's of the same mindset, right? And the advice was, yeah, it's hard. So my first question was like, how much are you stating your faith and letting other people know about it? You might have 8 people around you that are that way, but all of them are scared to say something. Nobody says anything. And you're like, yeah, there's nobody in the office that's like same mindset as me.
I like what you're saying, Brian. Why don't we pick that up to start off building trust?
Love it.
Coming up here right after a very quick commercial break.
Wait. I haven't pulled up the commercial.
What happened? Who made how many?
I have to pull
Who
up
did
the
what?
Who did
commercial.
what? Have how many jelly beans?
All right, we will be
How much?
we will be right back after this commercial.
I noticed you didn't bring me a coffee this morning, Theodore.
I'm sorry, Bartholomew. I thought you were on that diet, the cleansing.
I am, and I need the coffee to help cleanse.
Well, I mean, I thought all the things in coffee you were cleansing from, the caffeine and the sugar and the milk.
The sugar, yes. The milk, yes. The caffeine, absolutely not. Let me explain something to you, Theodore. Do you know what a pipe is?
Yes, Bartholomew, I do know what a pipe is.
All right. Have you ever seen a pipe that's clogged?
I mean, I've never seen a pipe that's clogged. I have had clogged pipes in my home.
That's what I mean. What do you do for the pipes that are clogged, Theodore?
Well, I mean, normally I call my uncle, he's a plumber. And he comes over and I buy him lunch. And then he unclogs my pipes.
How does he unclog your pipes? What does he do?
Honestly, I haven't paid much attention. Usually I go get the lunch and he unclogs the pipes. It's like a trade-off situation.
All right. Let me try something else here. Have you ever stepped in gum
Yes,
and you've had the gum stuck to the bottom of your shoe?
absolutely.
What do you do, Theodore?
I mean, normally I would give it to my shoe cleaner and he would scrape the gum off of my shoe and then shine them.
You have a shoe cleaner.
Well, of course, with the amount of travel that we do, you never know. when
Did you
you're
call
gonna-
for me, sir? Did you call for me?
I mean, I did mention your name, Mr. Shoe Cleaner.
I heard it, so I ran. I ran all the way
Your
from the back.
shoe cleaner's name is Mr. Shoe Cleaner?
Yes, sir, Mr. Shoe Cleaner. I'll clean your shoes if you pay me money.
Is that your slogan?
Yeah, it's worked so far really
It's
well.
really catchy.
Well, it's to the point. I'll give him that.
Yeah, and I run fast. I hear my name from really far. I've got super great ears.
Mr. Shoe Cleaner, will you just check and make sure that there is no gum on my shoes?
Absolutely,
Because
yeah.
Bartholomew here was trying to teach me a lesson, and I just need to know if there's gum on my shoes.
There's no gum on your shoes, sir.
Okay, then, Bartholomew, I cannot relate to your analogy. Do you have another one?
Alrighty, welcome back, everybody. We're talking about building trust.
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 So much trust in the room.
As Lamar Jackson says, big trust. Big trust.
I gotta. What's that? What?
That's Lamar
What is he?
Jackson's thing.
What does he do?
He says,
Big trust,
big trust,
trust,
big trust.
Big trust.
And it's like trust, but they
But
spell
bigger.
it.
but without a T.
They spell it Truzz.
Yeah,
And it's like it's
that's like
so
my
funny
first business. Ice
because
Cream Boys
in-
with a Z.
Yeah, in Madden, that like one of his like because they call it X Factor abilities. They gave him an X Factor ability that's just called Truzz.
That's
Oh my
hilarious.
God. So funny.
That's hilarious. I think really quick, we should talk about the trust that we've built on the show.
Mm.
I trust that. It's a really, really bad timing for that.
Oh,
Just sit right here.
man.
Just gonna sit in that thought.
Just keep the
reminisce the replay that's gonna come at some point.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I trust the Joey's just gonna keep the camera on you.
I know. I feel it. I can.
Just
You know,
watching
like you can feel
blush and like
somebody's.
melt into the mic. Just
Just
Gotcha.
maintain.
Yeah. You know when you can like feel somebody watching you.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
like,
watching you right now.
I know. I can feel that feeling.
Okay.
I'm also
Which is-
watching you.
yeah, and so is everybody.
everybody else.
Everybody else. That's great. Really, really good time.
All right,
Oh,
so I used to say this thing to Joey in the early mornings
in the early mornings.
when, let's just say he had a morning like I had today.
Frequently.
He did used to have them frequently.
Yes.
And for whatever reason, he decided to get up on this wrong side of the bed.
Mm-hmm.
And we come in and he's throwing me shade. But not meaning to, because he's actually just throwing himself shade. But it's a reflection out onto me. And I know it. So then I'm like, all right, got to flip the switch for the show. So I'd look at him and I'd go, you ready to play? That's what I would say to him.
And I'd be like, no.
That's exactly what he'd say. And I'd go, okay. And then I would just do the show. And then afterward, he'd be like, how come you didn't come to me, man? How come you didn't talk to me in the show? And I'm like, because you said you didn't want to play, bro. He's like, well, I don't want to talk about the thing. And I'm like, well, the thing is the thing. Like, that's the fun part. That's the good part. You got to trust. Like, I'm not going to make you look bad. I'm not trying to make you look bad. I don't think you look bad. Honestly, I don't think you look bad when you come on and you're truthful and you're honest, but you showed up anyway.
Yeah.
You're not having a great day and you use the show to have a better day. Like, that's bomb. Like, let's do that. And then we've now earned that, or I would even say we're still earning that, to have that kind of trust to go, okay, in this setting, we understand who we are. We understand what we're trying to accomplish. And our audience understands, we trust them that we're human. And we're going live, where everything we're saying is live.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be perfect.
Yeah.
Yet we're willing to put ourselves out there, willing to talk about the truth in order to try to bring light, try to breathe light into the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that idea you just talked about, because it's so true. And it's this worldly concept, but as soon as we would say that we've got it figured out, it would start to fall. You know, if we were like, oh yeah, now we got this good vibe going, you know, like we trust each other, we get it done, like we really got this in the bag, like it would fall. That's when things get heated. That's when people get upset, because it has to be a process every day of trusting one another and understanding and actually expecting things to go wrong, just hoping that they won't.
Well, and what's the fun of life, I think, is the joy and the experience of newness. Is kind of like that's one of the main sources of joy.
Matthew Deering quote that what's the point of life? The joy and the experience of newness.
I don't think it's the point of life. What I was saying is the source of joy. Like one of the places you can source joy from, where you can mine it out, is experiencing new things, right? Accomplishing new things, like venturing into the unknown and then being like, oh wow, I survived.
Right.
Like there's something fun about that.
Dude, absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
like how much do you look forward to and you set your calendar for, and you can't wait to watch the Super Bowl from last year? Well, no.
No, yeah.
It's already been done. I've already seen that. I don't maybe I'll watch it, maybe, if it was my team and I just want to watch it again, okay. But the anticipation is not that. It's not new.
No, yeah, you know the outcome. You know
the
exactly
outcome.
where it's
That's
gonna
right.
Go. Yeah.
So now, like going to fans here, the Cardinals haven't been in the Super Bowl for a very long time. So it would be new for us if they were there. That would be we would get excited for that. It would be fun. It would be something we would look forward to because it's new.
Right.
It's interesting.
They will
right?
be there.
And the game is going to be some kind of, back and forth, unknown. That's why we watch. That's why we would tune in.
Because they're going to be in the Super Bowl.
Right.
It's like when Tom Brady's in the Super Bowl, not very
Nope.
many people watch
Yeah.
because they know who's going to win.
It's
Tom
so
Brady's
funny.
going to win.
I saw the
Yeah.
best meme ever. And it said, when we were all praying for things to go back to normal, we didn't mean seeing Tom Brady in the Super Bowl.
I don't mind it. I don't mind Tom Brady.
I know, but how funny is that? Like,
Pretty
how
funny.
many
That's
times
pretty
did you
good.
see somebody say, "Oh, I just wish things would go back to normal in 2020," and then I came out and I was dead. I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
But that's a good point, actually. As silly as that is, everybody praying for things to go back to normal.
Mm-hmm.
Think about all the horrible things that happened before 2020.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's plenty.
Oh yeah.
Plenty of sickness, plenty of evil, plenty of hurt, plenty of right. So like, I don't want to go back to normal.
Yeah.
Really? No, you want to progress. You want to move forward,
Yeah. Absolutely.
right? You want to build. So to Joey's point, you got to trust your team. You got to trust the process of getting better, and then you have to commit to it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not committed to getting better, things are gonna run dry on you.
Totally. 100%.
And that's what Joey was saying. He's like, that's where we fall every time, is when we start to celebrate, when we start to get casual, when we start to relax. As a matter of fact, Joey, you said something the other day that I think should be an entire episode.
Ooh.
Well, it's not necessarily a positive. It's sort of a positive thing, but it's interesting.
Ooh. I mean, yeah, I'm used to it.
Well, this is the trust
No,
thing,
it's
right? This is
fine.
the trust
Yeah.
thing. So you came in, and I didn't call you on it in the morning because I was like, nah, I wanted to,
Nah.
but I'm like, nah, I don't want to start this right now. I'm like, why don't I save it for when we're live?
Yeah. I'll save it for the audience. Bring up the ratings
for like a day later.
Yeah.
Oh
Let me-
yeah, it's gonna
let
be
me
like,
wait.
it's gonna be a boxing match. No,
Yeah.
for real. So Joey walks in. It was yesterday. I think it was yesterday, and he walks in, and he was so pumped for yesterday's show. We had a guest. It was a good show. We hadn't done a show in 2 weeks, and his exact words were, "I'm so excited for the show," or something like that. I'm like, "Yeah, you pumped?" And he's like, I was like, "You're here early," or something like that. And he said, "Well, I'm so happy that I have something to wake up for." And I go, wah, wah, wah. Because what I want of Joey is steel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want him to have to rely on the show to have something to wake up for.
Yeah.
I want him to wake up for him, because he knows when he gets up and he crushes his day, he's building steel, which is sharpening our steel.
Yeah.
That's what I want out of a teammate. That's the trust thing that I want, because I know that's going to push me.
Yeah.
And I know you guys know that too. Like when I'm consistent over time, you look at it and you're like, I got to do it too, right?
Yeah, totally.
And we do that for each other. So it's an interesting thought though, right? So then you go, and that's why it should be an entire episode, because you're going, all right, so what am I waking up for? And this is me last night. I didn't do it, but I'm willing to say right away, dude, you didn't set your bags. You didn't tell yourself. You didn't remind yourself how important tomorrow is.
Mm-hmm.
Because I tell myself every day, and I believe it, I'm happy to be alive. I am sincerely happy to be alive. I'm grateful. I'm grateful to God for all, his willingness to forgive me for all the wrongs that I do, and to let me have another day on this earth to try to do good things.
Mm-hmm.
And think about this too. We all trust God daily, and we trust God every time we put our head on the pillow and we fall asleep. We're trusting God the same way I trusted my anesthesiologist. And
a great review.
And we talked for so
On
fun.
Yelp.
No,
I'm just kidding.
It's a real thing.
Yo, he sent me a text message yesterday. That's the funniest thing.
Yeah.
I get a text message from my anesthesiologist, and it's like, hey, Dr. So-and-so wants to know, if you'll take the survey and let him know like how his work was. And I was just thinking to myself, wow, I woke up. So,
so great.
so 5 stars right there.
Yeah.
He put me down. I woke up.
That's
good.
such a weird thing to leave a review for.
I know.
You don't remember.
Well,
But
I don't
honestly,
really remember.
But I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give him a good review. And you want to know why?
Why?
No.
Because he sent it to you?
I've now been to a few anesthesiologists. I've seen a few of them. For my wife's C-sections, I've experienced anesthesiologists. My dad's a doctor, so I've met some of his friends. I've now had 3 knee surgeries, so I met a couple of them, put me under. This particular guy had very good bedside manner. He made me feel very comfortable, and you have to build the trust.
I was gonna say, like, you could trust him.
You can trust him. He was on my team, and I had a team of people whose job was to keep me alive. There was a nurse dedicated to something, and they all told me exactly what their job was on the team.
Yeah.
How they knew each other. I saw them talking to each other. They trusted each other, and I trusted them because I'm on the team too. And I know the doctors show up and they look the patient in the eye, and there's got to be this thing.
Yeah.
Like, there's got to be that connection, right?
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, building trust too. I was going to talk to the doctor and say, hey, just so you know, I'm in more pain than I was 2 months ago. So, like, when you go in there, like, really just do the work.
Yeah.
You know?
Get it done.
Okay. And because he was going to maybe go one or the other, he walks in, and I don't have a chance to say anything. He walks in and he goes, we're going to do the more extensive routine, the procedure. And I was like, I was going to say that. He's like, well, I could feel it. And it was like, we had built this chemistry. So I am going to take the time to review my anesthesiologist, as funny as that is, but he was good at his job.
Yeah.
And I woke up. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
We're all happy about that.
I'm gonna hit these 2 notes of our second block really quick before we go to commercial.
Do it, Joe.
It is trust isn't given, it's earned, and extreme trust comes from a lack of selfishness. I think both of those are very important.
I think we can come back to those, and we can wrap those up in our next segment, Joe.
Okay, cool.
That's good stuff.
Love that.
That's
Love
good
it
stuff.
so much. Pulling up a commercial right now.
All right. It's going to be quick.
For
Now.
Radical transparency, our third block of the day.
Take it away.
Now.
I noticed you didn't bring me a coffee this morning, Theodore.
I'm sorry, Bartholomew. I thought you were on that diet, the cleansing.
I am, and I need the coffee to help cleanse.
Well, I mean, I thought all the things in coffee you were cleansing from, the caffeine and the sugar and the milk.
The sugar, yes. The milk, yes. The caffeine, absolutely not. Let me explain something to you, Theodore. Do you know what a pipe is?
Yes, Bartholomew, I do know what a pipe is.
All right. Have you ever seen a pipe that's clogged?
I mean, I've never seen a pipe that's clogged. I have had clogged pipes in my home.
That's what I mean. What do you do for the pipes that are clogged, Theodore?
Well, I mean, normally I call my uncle, he's a plumber. And he comes over and I buy him lunch. And then he unclogs my pipes.
How does he unclog your pipes? What does he do?
Honestly, I haven't paid much attention. Usually I go get the lunch and he unclogs the pipes. It's like a trade-off situation.
All right. Let me try something else here. Have you ever stepped in gum?
Yes,
And you've had the gum stuck to the bottom of your shoe.
absolutely.
What do you do, Theodore?
I mean, normally I would give it to my shoe cleaner and he would scrape the gum off of my shoe and then shine them.
You have a shoe cleaner.
Well, of course, with the amount of travel that we do, you never know. when
Did you
you're
call
gonna-
for me, sir? Did you call for me?
I mean, I did mention your name, Mr. Shoe Cleaner.
I heard it, so I ran. I ran all the way
Your
from the back.
shoe cleaner's name is Mr. Shoe Cleaner?
Yes, sir, Mr. Shoe Cleaner. I'll clean your shoes if you pay me money.
Is that your slogan?
Yeah, it's worked so far really
It's
well.
really catchy.
Well, it's to the point. I'll give him that.
Yeah, and I run fast. I hear my name from really far. I've got super great ears.
Mr. Shoe Cleaner, will you just check and make sure that there is no gum on my shoes?
Absolutely,
Because
yeah.
Bartholomew here was trying to teach me a lesson, and I just need to know if there's gum on my shoes.
There's no gum on your shoes, sir.
Okay, then, Bartholomew, I cannot relate to your analogy. Do you have another one?
It's Chaos Comedy Live with Nick Mulata, Corinne Fries, Isabel Ramirez, Dakota George, Truman Hendricks, Astrid Gabriel, Saya Luke, Vicky Sweeney, Brian Sweeney, Matthew Deering, and Joey Sweeney. Live from Phoenix, Arizona, it's Saturday night.
Yeah. We're back. All right. So we're going to talk about radical transparency. This is our big takeaway here. Joey, hit me if you would really quick with those last things you were just saying.
Those last things that what?
The points from the end of the last one.
Because I wanted to bring those up really quick.
Got you. Trust isn't given, it's earned.
Yes. Okay. All right.
And
Yeah, go. Okay. And the next?
extreme trust comes from a lack of selfishness.
Yeah. So I believe when you're being radically honest, that is being unselfish.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I'm not being radically honest, all that means is I'm holding back some of the truth.
I'm just covering up a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I find that to be selfish. I find that to be like I'm not willing to share everything.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, you have to guess. Your guess could be wrong.
Yeah.
I'm putting you in a bad situation where now you may say something that's offensive to me or whatever because I haven't given you all the facts.
Sure.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And so you're leaving me exposed by not being completely radically honest.
Agreed. On this though, here's I think a challenge of this, and this is where the trust part comes in.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that with everybody because there are certain people who can't handle it.
Right.
Right?
You can't handle the truth.
Yeah. But like for real. And that's part of where, and we kind of didn't get to talk about this, but like that's what I was saying in section 2. Like you've got to find and work to find the right kind of people that can handle it, that will do it. Right?
Yes. But you can be this way.
With yourself?
You can be this way with yourself. You can be just this way.
The same way what you were just talking about with your class last night. And I told you this to you last night because you told me what you did about your hair, how you were explaining the private moment and you gave them that.
Yeah.
That is you doing that thing. It's like,
Sure.
I can only focus on me, but I'm not holding anything back from you guys. I'm not going to pretend like this is here when it's not. You know, I'm going to be very open.
And I didn't know you did that. That's interesting. What'd you do? You talked about your hair loss?
Yeah, a little bit like because we were talking about private moment. So I talked about right now that my eyebrows were going away, and right now there's moments right at the end of the night where
Did you talk about your hair on top of your head too?
Yeah, that I shouldn't, but I'm sitting there and I'm like looking at it and adjusting it and like trying to figure out how to hide it, and it's emotional. It's very emotional. And if somebody got the outside perspective on that, if they were the fly on the wall, they're going to be fascinated by just watching me watching me experience feelings while I'm like, going through that.
Yeah. And here's the thing, right? So you trusted the class
Mm-hmm.
and you were radically honest about your feelings because you wanted them to understand something, what would be private.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, I was just going to go right into it. But here's what's interesting. This is why I say, so the thing you brought up was, okay, you can't do this with everybody. It's you can't expect this out of everybody else, but you can be radically honest. You can.
Sure. Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that you tell every single thing out loud. No, that doesn't mean that. But what it means is like you're not trying to hide stuff. You're not trying to be somebody that you're not.
Sure. Yeah.
And you know, the idea here is you earn the trust. I mean, that's you earn it.
Yeah.
Right. You earned being in front of the room. You earned it.
Yeah.
Then You earned more trust by being so honest. Like the class now trusts you to coach their exercise because you were willing to give them an example of something that was really personal to you.
Yeah.
They saw it, they could feel it, they trust you. Now they're going to do better work because of it. You earned the trust. But you can be radically honest every day. Like that's something you can do.
Yeah.
Right? I showed up today and I the very first words out of my mouth we're building a team. And when this topic came up by my team because I didn't wake up. And then it became a lot about that. That's radically honest with the audience, with you guys, being truthful. And then it reciprocates, right? So then it's like, I don't need that from you guys. I want it. But why do I want it from you? Not because I want you to be radically honest with me. Honestly, that takes up my time. That's a waste of my time if everybody's always being radically honest. Because then I'm like, I mean, you can't be a counselor to everybody.
Right.
I want you guys to be radically honest, specifically because you're in my sphere, and I want to be steel rubbing against steel.
Yeah. Totally.
That's why I want it. Because I know the power of it, right? And so when you're radically honest last night about your hair loss, what you don't understand is how attractive that makes you. You immediately go up 7-8 points of handsomeness. Your buddy Chris York, he has he's dealt with different medical issues in his life. And he's, he joked that he looked like he was 40 when he was in high school because his hair would bald a little bit, and he lost his eyebrows at one point and back and forth. But when we had him on the show and I heard his story, and he was really radically honest with the truth, and he was radically honest with the pain and with like how that felt and being picked on and all, like, dude, he's never been as attractive as he was to me when he was going through the truth of that stuff. But if he's trying to like cover it up and be tough and be like, whatever, it's to me less attractive.
Yeah.
So that's why I say radical honesty, you earn it, but you got it. You can, and you can do it. You can just be like, boom.
Yeah.
This is me.
100%.
This is me. This is who I am. This is what happened today. This is where we're at. And none of that changes the fact that I'm happy to be alive.
Ever.
My mechanic called me yesterday. My car, he has some repairs for me.
Yeah.
He's like, how you doing? I'm like, happy to be alive. He's like, yeah, I love that, man.
And now everybody thinks it's because of the year and what's going on.
No, not anymore. This guy says, he goes, me too. He's like, and I got to tell you, really, really I am. One day maybe we'll talk about it. And I was like, I'd love to hear that story one day.
Dang.
I know.
You're hanging out with your anesthesiologist, with your mechanic.
His mechanic is the nicest man on the face of the planet.
I found him.
I told him, I was like, that is a good man because he works with his wife, who's the sweetest ever. And he has 2 dogs that roam around that are his dogs, just around the car yard. And I'm like, anybody who brings their dogs to work and their dogs are really well behaved, like they're good people.
Oh yeah,
they're really good people.
Joey's like me.
That's how you can tell.
Like me
and Annie.
Yeah, good people. As a matter of fact, I would recommend them. If you have any kind of a luxury vehicle of any kind, you can go to Eurosport on Cave Creek Road. Good people. Little plug for Eurosport. Eurosport repair shop. Good people, and you can pet the dogs when you show up.
Yeah,
So,
and they're really cute.
Yeah, really cute dogs. All right, so we're gonna end this segment here, and I want everyone to maybe find a time, find a place when there's something that's maybe right there in front of you, and feel the freedom of being radically transparent. Let yourself just say the thing that you want to say. Just say it. Just say it. Let it off your shoulders, because right now you may be carrying something. And it's weighing you down. And until you're honest, until you're like, you know what? Actually, this is it. Everyone around you is going to go, oh, I knew there was something. I didn't know what it was, but I knew there was something. And I'm so glad that you're being honest now, because I thought you were mad at me, or I thought that this, or I thought that. Now that I know what it is, oh, dang, I can help.
Yeah. You're
not alone. I felt that too. Like there's so much good that comes from radical transparency.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so much that missed opportunity when you hold stuff back.
This is facts.
Boom.
So
I
today,
just want to be
find a
radic-
time, be radically transparent. Hit it, Joe. What were we gonna say?
I was just gonna make a joke. I said I want to be radically transparent. These glasses aren't real, guys. They're not real. They're blue light glasses, but they're not real.
Technically, they are real.
The
then.
blue light glasses when there's no blue coming.
It's weird.
Well, it's not. Well, I've noticed it with the ones I got too. What it is, there's like a
Yellow tint.
yellow tinge, which makes you look like you're wearing shooting glasses.
Yeah. I heard somebody say fishing as well.
Yeah, shooting,
at some
fishing.
point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some kind of sport where I'm going to kill something.
I love that idea, and that's just because of editing.
Here, take some acting classes, all right?
These are my glasses I wear when somebody dies. Probably going to be an animal.
We're on an improv fishing boat. All right.
In Wickenburg. All right, sorry, JW, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I love the idea that they changed the color temperature to yellow because I've seen that in Premiere Pro, so I'm like, that's kind of cool.
Nice.
That's it.
Wait, what?
They changed the color temperature to
Who
like,
did?
yellow.
Who?
The glasses.
They?
They.
The glasses.
The glasses are they? Oh, the glasses change the color temperature of what?
Of like what you're seeing. So they take the ultraviolet blue out.
Yeah, they do that.
I'm glad we found out that. I'm
Yeah.
really happy about that.
There's
We should do a
Matt's
show.
still improvising.
We should do a show where we talk about editing,
Oh my god, that would be so.
but
fun.
like really boring. Like
Mm.
I just really like the new shortcut technique when you can Command C scissor.
I'm excited about the scissor as well.
no,
It was a game. It changed my life when I figured out I could cut 3 lines at one time.
They also changed the name to the blade, which is nice because it's B is the command.
Right, and then double B was you can more than one time, which I thought was very clever to go from 1B to 2 Bs.
Double B.
I think it's more fun if you
Calm
go
down,
into the British accent when you're doing the tutorials of editing because I said,
tutorial. I
it's way
agree
more
with
fun.
tutorial. I agree
Way-
with
yeah.
way more fun.
Yeah.
I'm talking about this is funny.
sure.
This is like
Although I
it's
did
like
get
that,
very tired. I don't know how long I could do that for.
I don't know how long the audience.
Like
could
even
handle it.
playing the character, I was like kind of dozing off into my own voice. I feel like Paul.
Wow, my voice is so soothing. All right, everybody, that's our show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Build yourself a team.
Woo!
Gots to do it. Be radically transparent today. God bless.
Thanks for listening to Mornings with Matt. Please like, subscribe, and follow us at Deering Acting Studio to keep up with the latest content. For more information on classes, private lessons, or professional development coaching, visit www.deeringstudio.com. Have a Deering day, everyone.
Have a chippy day, everyone. Rough.